Hi Bowl Bakers! Without a doubt, you guys are rock stars at making my 2-ingredient no machine ice cream. So I thought I would show you how to make some homemade sauces to go with them. They are really easy, all you need is a few ingredients and a saucepan. As always, the recipes can be found on biggerbolderbaking.com, and I actually had so many sauce recipes to share with you that I put a bonus one up on the website for marshmallow sauce, so make sure you go check that out. So we're going to get started with butterscotch, which is my favorite ice cream sauce. Into a heavy bottom saucepan, we are going to add in some butter, dark brown sugar, and cream. And then just bring this mix up to a simmer, let the sugar dissolve, and let it bubble away for around 5 minutes. So for this recipe, the dark brown sugar is really important. So if you can't buy any in the store, remember you can always make it at home really easily, and I've got a recipe on my website. Also for the cream, use any type of cream you want, you don't need whipping cream. It's important when you're making caramels or butterscotch that you don't walk away from the pan because you don't want it to burn or start to smoke, so just keep a close eye on it. So a really common question I get asked is what's the difference between caramel sauce and butterscotch? Butterscotch is normally really creamy ingredients like butter, cream and brown sugar, whereas caramel can just be sugar and water, so there's a big difference. So it's been around 5 or 6 minutes and I can see by the color that this is what I'm going for. I can also smell it and it smells really good. So I'm just going to knock that off the heat. Then lastly, I'm going to add in a little bit of vanilla extract because vanilla and that kind of caramel goes really well together. And then of course, salt. Give it a stir. Now don't leave out the salt. It just takes this sauce to a whole other level. So that's our butterscotch sauce. Could not be simpler and tastes amazing. So I'm going to pour it into a jar here. So not only is this sauce delicious, but it will live happily in the back of your fridge for up to 6 to 8 weeks. So whenever you have a dessert emergency, take it out, heat it up a little bit and pour it over your ice cream or dessert. Now there is one delicious sauce made. Now we're going to move on to our next flavor, which is a raspberry sauce. Into your heavy bottom saucepan, add in your raspberries. Now I am a big fan of using frozen raspberries because they are picked in season, they're flash frozen, and they're really good quality. So you can use fresh or frozen, that is totally up to you. So next we're going to add in a little bit of sugar for sweetness. Now if you don't want to use white sugar, you can use an all natural sugar, and I've got a sugar substitute chart on my website, so you can refer to that to see what you can swap it out for. And then lastly, a little bit of water just to loosen it up a little bit. So just turn it on to a medium-low heat, let the sugar dissolve, and let the raspberries break down and form that lovely sauce. Just look at that color. This is why I love raspberries. They are so vibrant and they taste as good as they look. So now while this is simmering away, I just wanted to tell you about the freezer section on my website. It is a whole big section dedicated to summer and frozen desserts. So make sure you go and check that out because there's recipes up there that are not on YouTube, so you don't want to miss anything. So our raspberries are broken down, so I'm just going to turn off the heat. Now here I have a bowl lined with a sieve and I'm going to carefully pour my raspberries into there. Now just go ahead and sieve this sauce. Now the reason you want to sieve this is because it is loaded with seeds, so you want to get it nice and smooth. Keep on pushing the pulp through the sieve because even though you might think you've gotten it all out, there's still more in there. Now I like to do this sauce without cornstarch. Some people like to add cornstarch. That's totally up to you. I honestly think it's thick enough. Okay, lovely. Scrape the bottom of the sieve. So because of the fruit in this sauce, it will actually last in your fridge for 7 days. So you're going to want to eat it up pretty fast, which I don't think is going to be a problem. Okay, this is our second one. Now let's move on to our third flavor, which is the chocolate syrup. Back into our heavy bottom saucepan, we are going to add in some water and some sugar. Then what you want to do is just turn the heat to medium-low and let this mix come to a simmer and the sugar dissolve. So now that that's simmering, I've got my cocoa powder and I've got my whisk. So I'm just going to add that in, keep on whisking to make sure that there's no lumps. Perfect. And then I'm just going to keep it to a medium heat and let this mix just simmer away for around 2 minutes. So while this is simmering away, just continue to whisk it so the chocolate doesn't burn. So a fun thing about this recipe, it is not just an ice cream sauce, but it can be used to make chocolate milk. The best homemade chocolate milk you've ever had, trust me. Okay, lovely. Now this is good. I'm going to turn off the heat, and into this I'm going to add in a little bit of vanilla extract. Now if you don't have it, feel free to leave it out. And again, another little pinch of salt to bring out all those lovely flavors. Whisk them in, and that's our chocolate syrup. Then into a nice clean jar, we're going to fill it up with our homemade chocolate sauce. Now when it's summertime and you're making loads of ice cream and desserts, you want to have chocolate sauce to hand. I mean, there's no question about it. So whether you prefer creamy, fruity or chocolatey, there is a flavour here for the entire family. So do not be shy when you're drizzling your homemade sauces over your favourite ice cream. For my bold bakers who make their own ice cream, go that extra step and make the sauces. They taste amazing, they're really easy to make, and they're just a few ingredients. Thanks for watching, and if you want more ice cream sauces, make sure you head over to my website for that bonus recipe. And I'll see you back here really soon for more bigger, bolder baking.